Hello guys and welcome to week number 2 of KASHYYYK. The second week is already rolling around, it's coming around fast and we're going to get a ton of stuff done on the mock today. I'm really excited for this episode. I can't wait to show you guys a bit more of the planning that I've done, a bit more of the laying out and a bit more of the sizing up of the mock that I'm going to be doing. I've also done a few prototypes and started a few different builds, so it's going to be a pretty sick episode. We also get some pretty cool minifigures in the post as well, so this should be a really good episode. I can't wait to get into it, so without further ado, let's roll the episode. Okay, so we're going to start this week off by laying out the base plates and having a look at what the first half of the mock is going to look like. So that you can see we have 4 grey base plates here. This is going to represent the landing platforms that I kind of talked about in last week's episode. So we're going to have the TIE Fighter, we're going to have the Imperial troop transport and a few other details here. Now this is going to be a really big part of the mock. I definitely don't plan on using all of these base plates here, but basically I want to have the lower landing platform which slopes up into the higher landing platform, and then we'll have the entranceway just here. There'll be a TIE Fighter parked here, and then there'll be a small Imperial troop transport, which is just this one here, down at the bottom here, which will look pretty good. And we're going to have the tree stump in the corner and a few other details, and I can't wait to get started on this. This episode I just definitely want to work out with regards to the proportions and stuff, how much space to give to this landing platform, whether to go for just one base plate, 1.5, or even the full 2. I haven't quite decided yet, but I think it's definitely an important decision to make. So I've now moved the Imperial troop transport into position so I can sort of work out where it's going to go and stuff like that. So I think I will need to use a bit more than a base plate, maybe 1.5 for this first section of the mock, and I think this will work out pretty nicely. Obviously we have 3 sections and 1.5 per section is going to work out pretty nicely, and that just leaves 1 base plate for the last section, which I think is going to be perfect. But yeah, you can see we have the Imperial troop transport here. This will be on the lower section of the mock, then we'll have it sloping up where that sort of cargo container is, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about later. That's going to be where the ramp is, and then we have all this section in the corner here for the TIE Fighter. I still need to make this. Speaking of the TIE Fighter, I actually did just fully get all the pieces bar 1 for the TIE Fighter, so we can start constructing that. There was one more decorative piece missing which wasn't available in the UK for some reason, so I ordered that from lego.com and hopefully that should arrive in the next couple of months. But otherwise I'm pretty good to go with building the next TIE Fighter, so I'm really excited to build this up. I'm definitely going to get that done on a live stream at some point this week, maybe into next week, and show you that in the next couple of updates as well, and then we can really start to scale the platforms and work out where everything's going to go. Okay, so now I thought it would be a good time to lay out a rough layout of where everything's going to go with a few dark bluish grey pieces, just to work out where the main features of this area are going to be and sort of get a rough idea for how it scales and how things fit together. So you can see here I'm just adding a few different details in here. So starting from the bottom we have the small rock wall sort of mimicked at the bottom at the far side, and then as you move next to that we have the Imperial troop transport, which is laid out in this small sort of grid, which is going to be the lower platform right here. Not much to say here, but this is going to transition into all of the greenery and everything like that in the bottom section. Then this small gap is where the ramp is going to be, so you head up this ramp and then you're into the main landing platform where the TIE Fighter is going to be, and everything like that is going to be positioned on here. So we're going to have a few more of these cargo containers, which I'm also going to talk a little bit again about later on in the video because I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And then you can see on the far right hand side there's like a wall and a few notches. That's going to be where the entrance to the actual base is going to be, and this will flow right into the second section of the mock. Okay, so taking a quick break from the planning and the building, I have a couple of cool packages to show you right here. We're going to start with this bigger one at the bottom. Now this is my first custom figure for KASHYYYK, and I'm so excited to show you this incredible fig right here. So this is from Minifig Customs. They sent me this, so huge shout out to them, Minifig Customs. You guys go check them out. There'll be a link down below in the description, and they have this really nice purge trooper, and I thought, you know what, this is absolutely perfect. I'm going to be getting a couple more for sure. Can't wait to get them, but this one is absolutely beautiful. So let's get out of the packaging and have a little better look. So if you guys don't know, I've been working with Minifig Customs for a few years now, and I'm really happy with every fig they've sent me or every fig that I've bought from them, and this one definitely does not disappoint. It's a really nice fig. You can see even printing on the waist cape and everything there. Really good looking fig. Really nice airborne helmet from Decaling Customs, and then a cool custom printed body. This is definitely going to be a sick part of the mock, and I can't wait to get a couple more of these awesome figs. Definitely make sure to go check out Minifig Customs and use my discount code SWBricks10 for a little 10% off. Thanks once again to Minifig Customs, and stay tuned for the other figs that they're going to be sending me for this mock. And the next package is a small one from Firestar Toys. Now this is going to be a really good one. Again, I have a discount code for Firestar if you want to go check them out. Using these discount codes doesn't only get you a little discount, but it also really helps me to get a little bit of a kickback and helps support the channel. But yeah, basically here we have a few different custom printed arms. You can see we have more of these patrol trooper arms. I think I got 2 pairs. Oh no, wait, hold on, that one's a Imperial officer. I'll have to check my order form. I'm pretty sure I ordered 2 patrol troopers, but that's still pretty cool nonetheless. And then we got these 2 pairs of arms right here, which are actually for a custom Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, which is going to be really, really good. But yeah, nothing related to this. And then we got a couple of these brand new clone visors, which look absolutely beautiful. So definitely can't wait to use them on some clones, but that's not for this mock. So let's head straight back into some progress. So next thing I worked on a little bit was this kind of prototype right here. This is just a nice little border design that I really like the look of, and I'll show you on the mock where it's going to go. But basically I was thinking about having this sort of flow from the rocks into the mud and then into obviously the greenery on top as well. And I think I like the way this turned out. I made sort of like a little bit that slots in here like this, and you can see it's just mimicked from top to bottom, just so it fits perfectly and sort of clips in like so. And I'm really happy with this. I think it would look really good to go around that bottom section of the mock, just purely because that's obviously exposed to the terrain, and I really want to go for high detail in this mock. So this is a place I wanted to start with this. Obviously it does take up a few more parts than it would do just sort of having a regular plain thick border, but again, I really like the way this looks, and I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments for this prototype, and whether you think I should do it for the entire section right there down at the bottom. So next I turn my attention to these big cargo crates that you see on the landing platform. Now this is the finished result that I came up with. I knew I'd seen a design for this somewhere, and I remembered that Rich Boy J made this for his Vardos mock, and I was really impressed with the way he managed to create his, so I recreated mine in a slightly different way, and I'm really happy with the outcome of it. I switched the blue to red to match that there, and then the light bluish grey areas I actually removed from his model and changed it to dark bluish grey, because I believe the ones that are on KASHYYYK are way more dark grey and they don't really have those areas of light grey, and I think it was a really good decision. I think it looks better in fully dark grey, but let me know what you think of this. I'm really happy with this. See, in the corners I have these small slope pieces that are actually inverted upside down, because they don't make this piece up that way, so I had to improvise it, and I'm really glad with the way it came out. I think it looks really good. I just used this cheese slope just to wedge it in there like that, and then we do have these dark red areas next to that, which are just made using snot, and I really think they turned out quite well as well, and I really think that adds a nice little spruce of colour. I might add a few things on top like some antennas and stuff, but otherwise these are pretty good. I'm definitely going to replicate these multiple times throughout the mock. If you want to see it scaled with a minifigure, here it is next to the minifig. This is probably where the first one's going to be, on the landing platform right here next to the ramp, and I think this looks really good. Definitely let me know what you think of this. The next thing I started to prototype was the wall that sort of leans, or the angular wall that leans up. As you move from the lower section to the upper section, the wall sort of slants out, and I think this is just a sort of prototype just to see what it would look like if it leaned out, and see if there's enough space for the fighter tank still, even with this leaning wall. And I think this looks kind of good. I definitely don't think I'll be using these grates necessarily, but I think I'm going to have sort of like panels that I build leading up to the actual thing. But of course first I have to remove everything and make it all the right height on the first level, and then after that I can work on really starting to get up to the second level after that. This is definitely something that I'm going to work further on in the next couple of weeks. So guys, that was episode number 2 of building KASHYYYK. We're really going to start getting going in the next couple of episodes. I had to do a load of different working out and different things like that to lay out the mock and get everything sized up correctly before I could really start to fly with stuff. But now all that's been done, and we can really start to lay down filler brick, work out the heights of everything, and start to get going with the mock. So I'm really excited for that. Let me know what you thought of today's episode. I really had a blast making it, so I hope you did enjoy it as well. I can't wait for future episodes, and I can't wait to continue this awesome brand new series. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Leave a like on today's video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to see these episodes slightly early, make sure to press that join button and find out more about my membership options here on the channel. It really does support me, and huge thank you to everyone who's been donating on live streams. This week's donator was Director KW on the Building KASHYYYK episodes, so thank you so much to him for the donation. I really do appreciate it. From now on I'm going to try and do a live stream every week, and everyone who donates to that live stream will get a shout out at the end of the KASHYYYK episodes. A huge thank you to Director KW. You really do help this sort of like whole mock series become a thing, so thank you so much. It really does support me. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.